Hello, I'm Lita, and this is my husband, George Seeley, and we just wanted to welcome y'all to this wonderful occasion tonight, celebrating the marriage of Jenny and George Seeley.
Let's run to the rest of our lives and leave everything that we've known behind.
Good evening, everyone. I'm George Seeley IV, father of the groom, George Seeley V.
Bob and Michelle, thanks for producing the most amazing, smart, pretty, articulate Aggie I've ever met. The bride, Jenny Miller, soon to be a Seeley. When G was born about 29 years ago, since we already had 2 girls, the pressure was on to have a boy whose name would be destined to be George. I like to believe that he is the man today, partially because of the life skills he learned by participating in sports. Hard work, discipline, empathy, playing well with others, and a high tolerance for pain. Those traits or life skills combined with his unconditional love of animals give us confidence that he will become a loving husband and hopefully a father. Now I wish for all of you to join us in celebrating the merger of the Seeley family and the Mueller family tomorrow evening. Salute.
Tonight, I want to thank you all for the roles you've played in the lives of Jenny and George, leading up to this wonderful moment. In her youngest years, Jenny was clearly mama's girl. We're tight now, but I had to earn it. I do regret not encouraging both Katie and Jenny to play sports at an earlier age, but they both did venture out onto the sporting field. In fact, Jenny was her team's pitcher. Jenny was fearless stepping into the role of pitcher. In fact, she had never pitched before in her life. Fearless and unabashed, but you never knew where the ball was going. Now, moving on to the proudest accomplishment through earning her bachelor's and master's degree at A&M. But I must say that the biggest and the best prize of her lifetime is her beau, and my future son-in-law, George V, G. And the Miller family is eager to welcome him and his entire family into our clan. George, we're not a perfect family by any means, but we know something good when we see it, and we love you, and we're honored that you love us back. To reprise a comment I used before both Carl and Ellen's wedding, and even before that, Kyle and Katie, welcome to the funny farm.
Let's find all we can in this life. My greatest adventure is here by my side.
I'm Michelle Miller. We really wanted our 3 kids to be very close. And in watching these relationships, Carl and Ellen, Katie and Kyle, and now y'all, it has just been such a blessing. Jenny, what a pleasure it has been to be a mother. And I can't imagine our lives being more complete if you hadn't come. And George, we already love you so much. I'm really proud of y'all. I'm very happy for you. And I'm looking forward to watching your relationship grow. Thank you.
It feels like the first time, every moment I'm with you.
I am Jenny's sister. Jenny, I love being your sister. Not many people are as lucky as we are to have a built-in best friend. Friends of Jenny's would agree that she is so loyal, loving, caring, funny, thoughtful, and generous. I have been lucky to watch her grow in all her seasons of life. Jenny and George, I've watched the ways you have cared for each other and loved each other through the last few years. I reflected recently on the first time I met George, and I remember how clear it was that he cared for my baby sister. It takes a strong man to care for a strong woman, and I'm glad my sister has found that in George. I believe your marriage will be one of the great ones. You are at the beginning of your forever, and you cannot even fathom the magnitude of the love that will grow between you as the months turn into years, as being husband and wife turns into mom and dad, and then Jin and Cinco. So let's remember to stay young, even as your love grows old, and let's seal the deal in this love story. Love you both. Cheers.
You still catch my eye with every little thing you do. It's like a river wild, running as free as it can be.
My name is Arya Bacrati. I am George's best man, and I am so happy to be here. I've known George since we were 11 years old. If you know George at all, he's not one to talk about himself. So I would like to take this opportunity to boast for George, to shower George with all the praise that he deserves. George, my friend, you are one of the strongest, most resilient, most charming, funny, entertaining, exciting people to be around. I am so happy that you have chosen me to be one of your friends. And I'm so lucky that Jenny is in our lives now. She is so full of joy. And she really sees everything that I see in George, even more so. And that is something that, you know, it's kind of when I realized that Jenny was the one for George. It's just, it makes me so happy. And George, you know, you're a lucky guy that you have found somebody that sees you in the way that you deserve to be seen. And the thing is, Jenny, I'm so happy that you guys are together. I just want to say again to you, George, you've been such a good friend to me all these years, and I know if I ever needed anything that you'd be there. So I love you. Let's have a great wedding weekend, yes? All right, cheers.
Oh, let's go wherever the wind blows. Fly away where only the stars go. There's no end in sight. Let's get lost in time. Let's go wherever the wind blows. Wherever the wind blows. Wherever the wind blows.
Hello, my name is Carl Miller, and I am Jenny's older brother, and this is my wife, Ellen Miller.
And I'm Jenny's sister-in-law. Jenny, you have been so great to me. Ever since the beginning when Carl and I started dating, Katie and Jenny have been amazing sisters. I remember the first time we met George, I knew he immediately fit in, and he just clicked with our crew. And he quickly joined our sibling text message group, and that's when I knew that things were really serious. It's been really, really fun to watch your relationship grow, and I'm just looking forward to standing by your side tomorrow, Jenny, and watching you marry G, and I can't wait to see your love just continue to bloom. So congratulations.
One thing that I've always known is that Jenny has always had an enormous posse following her around. Katie and I were kind of her first posse crew, but she quickly decided to leave and joined the Scooter Gang. The Scooter Gang was Katie, Jenny, Maddie, and Ellen, and they would just go around the block on a scooter. After that, Jenny went to Lamar High School and joined a very high-esteemed social organization. So that was her next posse. Then Jenny joined a great organization, Kappa Kappa Gamma. But once again, she had a really great posse. And finally, I had a chance to join Jenny's posse. I've never really thought about how much that time with Jenny has changed my life. Katie had this printed picture of Jenny, George, Zoe, and Riley. And I was just looking at that, and I thought, this is her new posse. And I was just so happy, and I couldn't imagine a better a better group for Jenny to be leading and to be a part of, and George to be leading. So cheers to Jenny and George, and we're very excited for y'all.
I'm Hillary, and I'm G's oldest sister. G and I are 6 years apart, and he was in 7th grade when I left for college, so I've always thought of G as my sweet, innocent little baby brother. I'd like to take credit for G and Jenny meeting. They met on Patrick and I's wedding night almost 6 years ago. It was definitely love at first sight. Jenny, I cannot imagine a more perfect person to marry my brother. You are so thoughtful, smart, sweet, have an amazing family. You're so strong in your faith, and I know you will be the best wife to my brother. I truly believe your marriage will last forever, as long as you can put up with G's stubbornness and helping groom his natural poncho. We're so excited for all the fun times and adventures we have with our families in the future. Can't wait for George Seeley VI. We love you both.
I'm George's brother-in-law, Patrick, and dude, about 5 or 6 years ago, I finally got a brother, and been waiting a long time for that. And Jenny, now I finally got another outlaw that we can talk about this crazy in-law family we married into. So thank you for that, and y'all are coming into the neighborhood. No pressure, but looking forward to raising kids together, you know? So love y'all very much. Cheers.
So I've been thinking a lot about when Ginny and I were kids, and for those who haven't had the profound pleasure, I'm Maddie, Ginny's childhood across the street neighbor. It just so happens that my birth lined up with Ginny's desire for a best friend. And so by my astute calculations, we've been in each other's lives for 28 years, 5 days, give or take a couple of hours. But if you've known Ginny for a solid 30 seconds, then you know that convincing others comes as naturally to her as breathing. It's part of what has made her an undeniable success in her career. That, along with her wit and thoughtfulness and unparalleled one-liners, which are often enough completely unintentional, has truly made Ginny one of a kind. Ginny and George, I know that y'all's marriage will have higher highs than the tallest tree that Raleigh can climb. And in your lows, know that you have the support of one another, and all of us here lucky enough to have witnessed your love. To Ginny and George.
George, Ginny's heart leapt the first night you met. She says it still hasn't even stopped. What started with her thinking that you were handsome has grown into her being moved by having a front row seat to your compassionate heart. Your tenderness and your care for her make her feel safe and loved. She is so grateful for your loyalty and your dependability. Your presence in hard times makes her feel comforted and makes the bad days feel more bearable. But most of all, the bad days are minimal because you are by her side, and because she knows, as she says, that you will still be walking this road together in 50 years. And Jenny, George loves your confidence and your strength and your patience. He told me he loves that you are able to befriend every single person that you meet. And more than that, he admires how you are a truly good friend. He loves how joyful and positive you are, and the way that he says you bring light to the dark places. The way you seem to know exactly what George needs makes him feel so understood and loved. And you've inspired him with your commitment to family, your family and his. I know that y'all love each other in so many actionable ways, and so I want to charge you to keep doing that. Keep loving each other every single day as a verb. Take that seriously, and you will find strength in your marriage so that you can go out and face the world together as a team. I'm delighted to introduce you Mr. George
Let's pass the time, me and you and me. Let's pass the time, just you and me. There's never ever been two friends quite like we. Let's pass the time, just you and me. Let's have adventures, me and you and me. Let's have adventures, you and me. We'll go where the wind will take us, see what we can see. Let's have adventures, you and me.
My name is Zoe King, and I am the Zoe that Jenny named her dog after. So I've had the great pleasure of knowing Jenny since early high school, and then into Lanier, Lamar, and then off to college. I want to tell Jenny that I know that every girl up there tomorrow is so grateful and happy and lucky to be your friend, because you were the type of friend that I truly wish everyone could have, because you're the first one to call us when we have good news and the first one to call us when we have bad news. And we are all just so grateful to be a part of your life. And to George, the first real weekend I got to spend with George is we invited him to my parents' house in Wimberley, and no one told George it was gonna be my entire family. And George thought it was so awkward and so weird that him and Jenny were the only people who weren't a DeLacy. And I think the reason we just didn't think it was weird is because we knew we'd be here tonight. To Jenny and George, we all love you so much and can't wait for tomorrow.
You're my best friend, and I'm yours too. Through thick and thin, whether it's gray skies or blue, we've got a love, and it's never gonna end. Ooh, you're my best friend. Let's take a ride, me and you and me. Let's take a ride, just you and me.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alex Florescu, and I am one of the groomsmen. And when I was sitting around thinking about this speech, I wanted to define George, and I struggled. It was hard for a little bit. I've known G since we were in lower school, so there was a lot to come to mind. So, like many people our age, I turned to the internet, and it said, big sexy. Noun, a person that exudes confidence and intelligence. Their wit and courage contribute to their swagger and compels bystanders to gaze in admiration. Over the years, I've got to bear witness to a lot of G's accomplishments, and I've gazed in admiration. It's been an honor to be your friend. I mean, we've been through a lot with each other, and I've cherished every moment. But this is not only about Jenny. I just want to say, I can't tell you how happy I am you're marrying G. She's really immersed herself in our friend group, and I think that really shows how much she cares about G. So I love you both, and cheers.
Let's be together, me and you and me. Let's be together, you and me. There's no other place I know that I would rather be. Let's be together, you and me. You're my best friend, and I'm yours too. Through thick and thin, whether it's gray skies or blue, we've got a love, and it's never gonna end. Ooh, you're my best friend. Ooh, you're my best friend. Ooh, you're my best friend. I still remember where we were standing when the world stood still. Everything was an open canvas that we could fill, and we're on our way,
I met our freshman year at Texas A&M, and we could not have been more different. And that's why Jenny and I, our friendship is so special, is because we're so different. But the one thing that we have in common is a really big heart. Jenny is hands down the best friend you could ever ask for and the most well-rounded person I know. Jenny will always show up. Jenny will always be there. She'll always pick up the phone. She'll always have your back. And I love that about you. And I love being your friend. And I love that you and I are the two only people left of our generation who handwrite letters. And George, you're so lucky to have Jenny. Jenny is the best girl I know. I mean that with every ounce of my being. You're a wonderful, wonderful human being.
You're the feeling in my soul. Every sunrise turns to gold. You're the reason I will never be alone. Every moment that we spend, like a symphony begins. You're the reason I will never be alone. You are my everything was an open canvas that we could fill. I still remember where we were standing, and I always will.
I first met George at two-a-days when I started at Kincaid my freshman year.
The thing that really kept me coming around for George was he's got this remarkable loyalty, and he's ride or die. Like he's at your back no matter what, and that character and true grit is something that's truly rare. But when you pair it with somebody who has just unwavering loyalty no matter what, that's something that's truly special, both in a teammate, in a friend, and in a husband. So y'all make an amazing couple. George is a stud, and I can't wait to be part of y'all's life going forward.
You're the feeling in my soul. Every sunrise turns to gold. You're the reason I will never be alone. You are my home. There's a magic that we discovered underneath these clouds. There's a rhythm in every morning that we chase down, and we're on our way. Come what may, who knows what we're gonna find. There's a magic that we discovered, and we see it now. You're the feeling in my soul. Every sunrise turns to gold. You're the reason I will never be alone. Every moment that we spend, like a symphony begins. You're the reason I will never be alone. You are my everything was an open canvas that we could fill. I still remember where we were standing, and I always will.